Hi, I'm Teresa Elling of The Peaceful Home. Welcome to my channel. If you're interested in all things having to do with the home, from decor to organizing, marriage, and parenting, this is the place. I upload a new video each Friday, and I'm also considering beginning Training Tuesdays, where I would do parenting videos each Tuesday. So if you'd like to subscribe and hit the bell, that will notify you each time I upload a new video. Today, I'm covering my top 10 tips for closet organization. I recently did a closet organization seasonal clean out, and after that, my daughters all suggested that I do my top tips. So the thing is, right now with COVID, we're sheltering at home, and so I said I'd be happy to do that video, but I have to use your closets as examples. So that's what I've done. You're gonna get a peek into 3 of my girls, what their closets look like, and I'm gonna run those tips from 10 all the way up to my number 1 top tip. So I hope you'll stay tuned until the end. So this is our first closet for our countdown. And tip number 10 is utilize small spaces effectively. This guest house doesn't even have a closet. And so my daughter's chosen a freestanding rack for their hanging clothes, as well as to have some shelves for bins. And this works great. You'll notice that these bins down here are a little harder to get to because literally the nightstand and bed are this close because there isn't a lot of space. This is not where you would want to have things that you get into daily or even weekly. And my daughter's using these for seasonal clothes, so it's perfect if she only gets in there twice a year. Another thing that she utilized before she had this rack was this simple shelf rack from IKEA. It was $3. She tipped it on its side, or it's upside down, and she would hang her dresses on this rack. And now she has a plant hanging on it, and also if she wants to pick out her outfit for the next day, she can just hang it up there and it's ready to go. Using things like this can be very helpful in small spaces where you're really trying to condense and fit in as many things as you can. I'm also going to link some hangers that have a drop-down feature to expand. You can fit more clothing in a smaller space. But when you use things like this, make sure that you're decluttering and you are getting rid of clothing you're not using. If you have 1 or 2 scarves that fit in a drawer, that's perfect. Don't go out and buy something like this so that you can get more scarves. We're trying to do with less. But if scarves are your thing and you just love them and you own 15 of them, maybe you'll pare them down to your top 10 and get something like this that will help keep them organized. Tip number 9 is using drawer organizers to divide your drawers so that you can have multiple things in each drawer. For example, bathing suits and shorts, or undergarments and socks. It just helps keep things in their spots, and it's easier to see what you have. So if you'll take a look at this drawer, you can see that we've used some spring-loaded drawer dividers. And these can be found at Target, on Amazon. I will link below some ideas for you guys if you're interested in picking up some of these. They're very helpful. I also use them in the kitchen. But this easily divides the drawer into 3 spots. And then you can see that I've actually used a plastic Tupperware container to divide it even further. And I've used things before like even glass containers from the kitchen, small baskets. These work great. Back in the day when I did not have any extra spending money, I would use cardboard boxes, cereal boxes, whatever I could find, and cut them down and use them in drawers to organize them. So you can actually do this at no cost at all. So give it a try and divide up your drawers. Now we're back in my closet for tip number 8, which is keeping close by things that you may need from time to time. What I use the most often is stain remover. I'm a bit of a slob, and so this enables me to catch any spills that are on my clothing, spray them before they go in the wash, so that I don't forget putting it in the laundry and then starting a load without even realizing that items in my laundry basket are stained. This way I take care of it immediately. The other thing I keep close by are safety pins. If I need to do a quick repair, close up a gap in a blouse, Pins are ready to go. Don't have to go looking for them. And the third thing I keep in my closet is a pair of scissors to cut off hang tags when you've made a new purchase or loose threads, anything like that. The scissors come in really handy, and I do label them closet so that if for some reason they stray, I know it's the pair that belongs in my closet. Tip number 7 is to hang your clothes whenever possible. This applies especially to t-shirts, which my husband has a lot of, and even for my t-shirts as well. It keeps them wrinkle-free, and it's quicker and easier to slip on a hanger rather than folding. Folding takes more space, it takes more time, so hang things whenever possible. Tip number 6 is to go through your closet twice a year. At the beginning of spring and the beginning of fall, take out each item and one at a time evaluate whether you're going to keep that, donate it, give it away. Everything else that goes back into your closet, I want you to put the hangers on backwards. Now, I mentioned this in my previous closet organizing video, and I'll link that below in case you missed it. Whenever you wear an item, you then launder it and you put it back the correct way, and you'll be able to see at a glance what you've worn and what you haven't. That'll enable you to make decisions for decluttering at the end of the season. This is my daughter Naomi's closet, and tip number 5 is to make sure that you label any bins you have in your closet. I know I've said this before, but labels are so important. They enable you to know exactly what's in a bin so that you only put those items in there and you don't end up just shoving whatever into drawers and bins. I know some of you are going to ask, does your daughter's closet always look like this? And I can honestly say yes, it does. I trained my children from a young age with these very tips, and now as adults, they're all very neat and tidy with their clothing and, their rooms in general. But one thing I wanted my kids to understand is that when there's a label on something, you don't just clean your room by grabbing stuff and shoving it in a drawer. So labels are very helpful. Tip number 4 is to use hooks in your closet. Now these hooks are screwed directly into the wood on the side. Most closets come like this, and these hooks are $1 or $2 at a hardware store and very easy to install. You also have options of S-hooks that can hook right over the rod, and things like over-the-door hooks, which you can get in any size and just hook them over your door. Great for kids' rooms, sweatshirts, and bags. And also command hooks. These are excellent if you're renting and you can't put anything into the wall. They're removable. I would suggest you get the 5-pound ones or higher if possible, so that you can hang a heavy coat or a backpack without worry. Tip number 3 is to use shoe racks. So you'll notice here Naomi's shoes are on these 2 different shelves. Each shelf creates 3 levels if you use the floor. The benefit of this is that you can see all of your shoes at a glance. They all have a spot, and it makes your whole closet look neat and tidy. These are inexpensive, easy to use, and they make such a difference in a closet. These are great for kids too, because children have a tendency to just toss things into a closet and they end up in a jumble and a pile and they can't find their shoes. So use shoe organizers whenever you can. Really quick, this is a bonus tip. Notice how Naomi organized her clothes by sleeve length, long, short, and tanks. Not only does it look nice, it makes it so much easier to find your clothes. When you mix up the sleeve lengths, things can get hidden and you can't always find something you're looking for. So here's one more closet for you for our last 2 tips. Tip number 2, make sure that all of your hangers match. Now this might seem like a really insignificant thing. This is one thing that when I do closets with clients, they typically say, well, I don't really see the need for that. I have hangers. Why do I need all my hangers to match? They are usually blown away by that simple change. It absolutely transforms a space. So here you can see my daughter Michaela chose black. Whatever hanger you use, you can get hangers at the dollar store. You can get hangers at Target. You can get hangers online, the beautiful felt ones. These are a plastic hanger, a little different, not the felt ones, but they're really nice. I would say be careful that you don't get the ones that dip down. Those are nice for attaching maybe a cami or a tank, which you can do here. I do have a few of those for my tank tops, but if you use those for other shirts, you often will get a little dent in your clothing that way. So I like the smooth edge. But simply having all of your hangers the same transforms the look of your closet. And finally, my number one tip is to remove your closet doors. The smaller the closet, the more important this is. The typical sliding closet doors get in the way. They also hide stuff. So this was a key trick for my kids. None of them could clean their room by shoving things in their closet and closing the door. There was no door. All the times that we lived in various rentals, the first thing we would do is remove the doors, wrap them to make sure they stayed, scratch free and didn't get dirty. And we either slid them under beds or stored them in a garage until we moved out. In owning our own home, the first thing we did was remove closet doors. And if you look back at the other closets that I've shown you, Naomi's room, the closet doors were removed. And also I'm going to show you my grandson's closet. Here's their closet, which is very small. And this is used for 2 boys. You can see that they have matching hangers. They each have their own color. Also, they have a shoe rack as well. But the closet doors are removed. When the closet doors were up, sliding to half an opening is a very small space to reach in and try to access the closet. When you remove the doors, nothing's hidden, everything's out in the open. It inspires you to keep your space neat and tidy, and it gives you so much more room and light to see what you have. So that is my number one tip. Give it a try. Post down below and tell me what your tips are, because obviously there's way more than 10. These are just the 10 I've used the most often in our family, but I would love to hear what has helped you keep your closet organized. Thanks for joining me today on The Peaceful Home.